Be me, 27. Average-looking guy. Decent job, own apartment, no debt. Spent most of my 20s chasing women. Dates, dinners, compliments, effort, always me initiating, always me planning, always me getting ghosted after. One day just stopped. Not angry, not bitter. Just done. Deleted the apps. Stopped approaching at bars. Stopped asking coworkers out. Stopped performing. First week felt weird, like quitting a bad habit. Hands did not know what to do. Second week felt quiet, peaceful even. Like the noise just turned off. By month 2 I had read 4 books. Picked up cooking properly. Started lifting seriously. Saved an embarrassing amount of money. Coworker notices I seem different. She asks if I am okay. I say yes, why? She says you seem less friendly lately. I think about that for a second. Less friendly or less available? Do not say that out loud. Just smile and say I'm focusing on myself. She nods like that is suspicious. Friend group starts noticing too. Buddy says I seem cold. I say I seem busy. He says same thing is it not. We argue for 10 minutes. Neither of us wins. We get burgers instead. Month 3, gym gains are real now. People at work treat me differently. Cannot tell if it is the muscle or the indifference. Probably both. Girl from accounting starts talking to me more. She never looked at me before. Now she brings me coffee sometimes. Unsolicited. I am polite. I am not interested. She finds this confusing. She asks if I have a girlfriend. I say no. She asks why not. I say I'm not looking right now. She tilts her head. Like that does not compute. Like a man not looking is a malfunction. I find this fascinating. Not angry. Just genuinely curious. A man pursuing is normal. A man not pursuing is suspicious. Interesting how that works. Go to a house party that weekend. Friend dragged me along. Do not want to be there. Go anyway. Standing near the drinks table. Minding my business, woman walks up and starts talking to me. She is confident, funny, clearly used to attention. We talk for maybe 20 minutes. She is waiting for something. I can feel it. She wants me to ask for her number. I do not. Conversation ends naturally. I go refill my drink. She finds me again 20 minutes later. Asks if I want to exchange numbers. I say sure, why not? She seems both pleased and annoyed. Why annoyed? Think about it on the drive home. She wanted to be asked. The asking is the point. The man is supposed to want it more. That is the script. I went off script. It bothered her. Even though she got the number exchange anyway. The power shifted slightly and she felt it. Text her 2 days later, she responds immediately. We make plans. She cancels day of normal stuff. I say no problem. Do not reschedule. She texts me 3 days later asking if I am upset. I say no. She says you did not try to reschedule. I say you canceled. I figured you were busy. She says most guys would have tried again. I say I'm not most guys. She says that is either attractive or arrogant. I say maybe both. She laughs. We end up going out. Dinner, nothing fancy. She talks a lot about her exes. Red flag parade. One ex was too clingy. One ex was too distant. One ex never planned anything. One ex planned too much. I listen. I nod. I eat my pasta. She asks what I think. I say it sounds exhausting. She asks what does. I say having that many opinions about what men should be doing. She goes quiet for a second, then laughs. Says that is a bold thing to say on a first date. I say I'm just being honest. She says most guys just agree with everything I say. I say I noticed you did not seem to enjoy that much. She gets quiet again. Different kind of quiet this time. Date ends well enough. She kisses me on the cheek. Says she had fun. I believe her. She texts that night. Says she likes that I do not try too hard. I think about how to respond. End up saying thanks. She sends 3 more texts. I respond the next morning. She notices the delay. Mentions it. I say I was asleep. She says most guys respond fast. I say I sleep at a normal hour. She does not know how to file that. We go out 2 more times. She is smart, interesting, kind of exhausting. I like her enough. Not enough to rearrange myself for her. She starts pushing subtly. Asks why I do not text more. Asks why I do not seem more excited. Asks if I am seeing other people. I say I am not. I say I am just like this. She says like what? I say calm. She says it feels like you do not care. I say I am here, are I not? She says being present is the bare minimum. I say most people are not even doing that. She laughs despite herself. Says you have an answer for everything. I say I have been thinking about this stuff for a while. She asks what stuff. I say the whole thing. She asks what whole thing. I say what men are supposed to do and why. She leans forward. Now she is curious. Asks what I mean. I say I spent years doing what I thought I was supposed to. Chasing, pursuing, performing, she asks, and I say it felt like a job I never applied for. She is quiet, then says women do that too. I say I know. I say that is the problem. She looks at me differently after that. Not worse. Just differently. Tells me she has never had a guy say that to her. I ask what guys usually say. She says they either complain about women or try to impress me. I say both sound exhausting. She laughs again. Says you keep using that word. I say it keeps being accurate. Things drift after that. Not badly, just naturally apart. No drama, no fallout. She texts occasionally. I respond when I feel like it. It stays pleasant. Nothing becomes anything. Back at work. Coffee girl from accounting is now openly interested. She asks me to lunch. I go, it is fine. She is nice. Genuinely nice. Talks about her cat, her mom, her weekend plans. No performance. I like that. We have lunch twice more. No agenda. She asks one day if I think men have it harder or women. I say different hard. She nods slowly. Asks what I mean. I say men are expected to want things. To pursue, to provide, to perform wanting, and then get criticized for how they do it. She listens. She says women are expected to be wanted. To wait, to filter, to perform not wanting too much, and then get criticized for that too. I say, yeah, we sit with that for a second. She says so both sides are playing a game. I say a game nobody agreed to. She says, but everyone is playing. I nod. She sips her drink, says, you think about this a lot. I say I have had a weird year. She laughs, asks what happened. I tell her the short version. Stopped chasing, started noticing. She says it sounds lonely. I say it was at first. She asks, and now? I say now it just feels honest. She looks at me for a second. Says, I think I have been doing the same thing, just from the other side. I ask what she means. She says waiting to be chosen, not choosing. Because choosing felt like losing. I say I understand that. She says it is weird, right? I say extremely. She says we are all just scared. I say, yeah, but scared of different things. She asks what I'm scared of. I think about it, say becoming someone I do not recognize. Just to get someone to stay. She is quiet for a long time. Then says that is the most human thing anyone has said to me in months. I do not know what to say to that, so I say thanks for lunch. She laughs, says anytime. Weeks pass. I keep living quietly. Gym, work, cooking, books. Occasionally people, office has a team outing. Someone plans a group dinner. I go. It is fine. Coworker who called me less friendly is there. She has had a few drinks, gets chatty, says you have changed. I ask how. She says you used to be easier. I ask easier how? She says easier to talk to, more available. I think about that word again, available. Like a parking spot. Like a resource. I say I am here right now. She says, yeah, but you are different. I say people change. She says not like this, not for no reason. I say there was a reason. She asks what? I say I decided I did not want to be whoever people needed me to be. She stares at me. Says that sounds selfish. I say it probably is a little. She seems surprised I agreed. One say being a person requires some selfishness. She does not have a response to that. We talk about something else. The dinner moves on. Nothing is resolved. On the way home. Friend who called me cold is in the same car. He is quieter now. Asks how I actually am. I say honestly pretty good. He says you seem it. I say took a while. He says what changed. I give him the same short version. Stopped doing things out of fear. Started doing things because I wanted to. He is quiet for a while, then says, I think I do everything out of fear. I say most people do. He says, how do you stop? I say you just notice it first. We ride the rest of the way without talking. Not uncomfortable. Just thinking. Get home. Apartment is quiet. Make tea. Sit by the window. Think about the girl from accounting. Think about the date who wanted me to chase. Think about the coworker who wanted me easier. Think about my friend who does everything out of fear. Think about all the invisible rules. Pursue, but not too much. Be available, but not desperate. Have standards, but not too many. Need people, but act like you do not. Think about how women have their own version. Be desirable, but not vain. Have needs, but not be needy. Want commitment, but not seem like you need it. Be strong, but not threatening. Everyone performing for everyone else. Nobody saying what they actually want. Because wanting too openly is weakness. Or at least that is what we all learned. Finish the tea. Wash the cup. Go to bed. Next morning, coffee girl texts. Asks if I want to grab lunch again this week. I say yes. No games, no delay, just yes. Because I actually want to. And that is new. That is the whole thing, really. Doing what you want, not what the script says. The script says men pursue. The script says women filter. The script says desire is a transaction, and someone always owes someone. I do not believe that anymore. Not sure I ever did. Just took me a while to notice. Lunch with her is good. We talk about nothing important. It feels easy. I like easy. She asks at the end, "Are you always like this?" I ask, like what? She says, "Just here." I say I am working on it. She smiles, says me too. Pay the bill. She does not offer. I do not make it weird. It is $12, not a statement. We walk back to the office, not holding hands. Not performing, just walking. She says, "See you tomorrow." I say, "Yeah." And I mean it. That is it, really. No dramatic conclusion. No feminist manifesto. No red pill revelation. Just a guy who stopped running a race he did not enter, and found out the finish line was not where anyone said it was, and a girl who was waiting to be picked, who maybe started thinking about picking instead. 2 people. Slightly less scared, still figuring it out, which is all anyone is doing. The ones performing hardest included. Be me, 27, eating lunch with someone I actually like. Doing it because I want to. No script, no game, just 2 people, being people. It is not a revolution. It is just a Tuesday, and that is enough.